Hi, Year 5. So today you're going to be writing your biography. Some of you, I'm getting the impression that you feel like you've already written it, but no, you've planned it. You've planned it really well, which means today will be really simple for you. So today it's really about taking all these facts that you've put into the right paragraph. So you've structured through your planning your biographies of Martin Luther King. You have taken the sentences that Mr. O'Connor gave you and you've put them in the right boxes. You have added some relative clauses, you have added some conjunctions. You have even already written a summary. So you've got the end paragraph already written. So that's brilliant. You can literally take that and plonk it on the bottom. You yesterday wrote some anecdotes, some stories about Martin Luther King to make it more interesting and more personable, something that people can relate to. So, or someone that people can relate to. So you can take those anecdotes and again, plonk them into your, or copy them out neatly into, so not really plonking because you're not using a computer the way I am. But you'll be able to copy them out neatly into the correct places in your biography. But what you're going to do is you're going to start on a nice clean page. You're going to write a neat title, Biography of Martin Luther King. You might have a photo that you want to stick in that you've printed off, or you might draw a little photo of him because remember, one of the features of biography is photos. You don't have to. I don't mind. This is an English lesson, an art lesson. I don't mind if you don't have a photo of Martin Luther King. That's fine. It's the writing that I'm looking at. So you haven't written in a proper introduction yet. So I'm going to help you with that, if I can say the word. And then you just need to really take what you've already done in your planning and make it your own. I don't want loads and loads of biographies that all sound the same because you've just taken the sentences that Mr. O'Connor gave you and kept them exactly the same. I don't think that's going to happen because actually lots of your sentences that you created with relative clauses and conjunctions were all different than each other. So I think it's going to be fine. But do use all the work that you've already done. Don't just ignore it and start again. So my introduction starts with over 50 years ago. So I've got a fronted adverbial there, an adverb saying when. Over 50 years ago, a man named Martin Luther King had a dream that all races would one day be treated equally. So I'm trying to get the attention of my reader. I'm then going to use a conjunction, a formal conjunction, my favourite one, despite. I've seen that some of you have been using it. So despite being on the receiving, I've got to think about my spelling. I always get that word wrong because I've got an E and an I. I before E except after C or when it rhymes with A. So it's got a C, so it must be EI. Receiving. And despite being on the receiving end of cursing and violence throughout his life. I'm saying it's just an introducing. I want to talk about the fact that he's a peaceful man, even though people did treat him badly. He didn't retaliate with violence. He wanted to be peaceful. But I don't want to say too much because it's just an introduction. So I just need to think about this a little bit. Despite being on the receiving end of cursing and violence throughout his life, he was a strong believer in peaceful, one L and peaceful. Oh, I think I've missed out an E though. So it's peace, the whole root word. I plonk on full, but with only one L, just like all the words that end in full. Protest and diplomacy. Oh, that's a fancy word. So I've got a bit of formal vocabulary in there, but I'm not going to worry too much about all my conjunctions, my formal vocabulary. There's a lot to think about, my spelling. What I suggest you do is you write and write and write and write, and then you can go back and edit it. And tomorrow we're actually going to have an editing lesson to help you do that. So that I would just leave my introduction as just that. It doesn't need to be a long introduction because you would then go into the next bit and you would say early life, or You might decide that you would rather have a different paragraph before his early life. You'll actually say something more important to do with his beliefs or what is he known for. But you've already got your headings, so I don't need to tell you what your headings are going to be. Or your subheadings. You've already got lots of those when you did your planning. So everything's already there. Oh, I'm hidden there. Everything's already there from your planning. So this should be quite a simple thing to do, but you do need to take your time to write it out neatly and make sure that you've got all of the things, all the hard work that you've been doing, all of your relative clauses and conjunctions, all of your anecdotes, all the things that you have worked hard on this week and last week to create. Use it now. This is a chance for you to show off, write it neatly so you've got a final, beautiful, well, it's not your final because you're going to edit it tomorrow, but a kind of final, semi-final report, biography, and it will look fantastic, and I can't wait to see them.